Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Grace Torie, and I am back with a whole new podcast episode. Today I'm going to be reading your guys' lighthearted confessions that you are either taking to your grave or you're sharing because you feel like you need a little bit of exposure therapy and you're embarrassed about it. These are my favorite kind of confessions, those lighthearted, silly ones that still keep you up at night, so I'm really excited to jump into this. Before I do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave a rating and review, all the fun things. They take about 0.2 seconds, are totally free. I mean the absolute world to me, / help out the podcast more than you can ever imagine. So, without further ado, I guess we'll go ahead and jump on in. I'm Grace Torie, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. Let's start with one that may be a little bit controversial, but still light. This one is called Confession About My Husband. I love my husband very much. We've had a child together, we've lived together, and have been happily married for about 30 years. I feel like I'm with my best friend. That being said, he's always been a very passionate cook. He always brings me breakfast in bed, he makes me dinner, he really enjoys being in the kitchen. That is so sweet. I love that for you. That is a good time. Breakfast in bed, crazy. Love that though. I've always kept it a secret, but his cooking is terrible. Since he puts so much heart into it, I always eat it and act like it's the best thing ever. I will never tell him my secret. I've been silently suffering for a long time. Girl, you are way better than I am because I'm not mean about it. I think that you may be in a little bit too deep, but you could start by saying, oh, I love this, but this time it could use a little bit more salt, or it could use a little bit more XYZ, like whatever it is missing. If it's bland, oh, this is so good, let me add some hot sauce or whatever. It'll just make it a little bit more whatever. Like, you can do it without being mean. I know that I do this, and Josh also does this because we both cook and kind of cook for each other, and there's nothing wrong with saying, oh, this is good, but you know what would make it better? A little bit of red pepper, a little bit of honey, or a little bit of XYZ. Like, you can definitely add it in and almost act like it's been good this whole time, but just this one time it's missing a little bit of XYZ. But that is crazy. That's something that you're going to take to the grave. Like, girl, if that's your hill, die on it. I get you, but that is a little crazy. I'm too much of a foodie to go that long. I didn't pull over for an ambulance at a red light. I don't remember exactly what the scene was, but I had just got my permit and was driving with my mom. I was very stressed out due to my mom. I have misophonia, which is sort of like OCD reactions to certain sounds, and her breathing was triggering me very bad. My mind was so focused on her instead of what was going on around me. I remember rolling up to a stoplight, and I remember not knowing what I was supposed to do. I think I could have turned right since it was red, but I don't know. Then an ambulance was speeding behind me before stopping, and it had its sirens on while laying on the horn. I eventually turned right after my mom was yelling at me, but I was just there stopped for maybe 15 seconds. I feel super guilty. Those seconds could have maybe cost that person their life, all because of me. I think that this is 100% something I would do. I'm surprised that I haven't gotten overwhelmed and done something like this already, but I think that your heart being pure is what makes the difference. Like, this isn't malicious intent. I think that you were genuinely, like, just overwhelmed, and you were young, and I know an EMT commented, and he said, it's okay. Most people honestly freak out when they notice us. People slam on their brakes, swerve, pull out in front of us. It's the least of our concerns, basically. But I know the feeling. Like, I have things that still haunt me that I did that were quote-unquote wrong, but it's like you didn't mean to do it. You just got overwhelmed, or like it was an accident and you accidentally did something. Like, I know, and it'll keep you up at night, but try not to get too upset and too stressed out about this one. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. At the age of 31, I sleep with a light on that shines into my bedroom because I'm scared of complete darkness. Ever since I was a child, I was afraid of the dark. My imagination would run wild and I feared what I couldn't see. To this day, I still have a vivid imagination and freak my own self out at night. I mean, same. I still sleep with a nightlight. I'm scared of the dark, and I'm scared of ghosties. I think that this is a little bit more, like, normal. Like, people think that this is, like, a embarrassing thing. But we're all secretly sleeping with a light on. Like, come on. I love my dead-end job, small car, and tiny house. Growing up, I always felt I needed to do something big, become a doctor, the next big game designer, get a big house, and a nice car. I always had the general mentality that I would need to go to university to be successful. I dropped out of uni a couple years ago and decided to work my butt off in a factory and get some savings under my belt with the help of living with parents. I bought myself a small car, which I love. It's a Corsa, the most generic first-time buyer car there is. I decked it out with a nice sound system, which makes driving so fun. I quit the job at the factory, which makes me miserable. It was long, physically intensive 6-day weeks, and decided to become a pizza delivery guy. I love every second of it. Being in the UK, I get minimum wage, patrol money, which works out, it covers my personal use too, and tips on top. I basically drive around, listen to music and podcasts, and eat pizza. I'm very introverted as well. I love the independence and solitude. My boss is chill too, so that makes everything easier. I don't work until later on in the day, so I have my daytimes free, and I'm a bit of a night owl anyway. I have a small house that I've filled with my hobbies and things I like. I have some savings, and even with the job I have, I still manage to add a little to it at the end of each month. I'm happy to do this job for as long as I can. I don't need a lot of money. I don't want kids. I feel like people are going to judge me for the choice I've made, but I'm happy. F the rat race. I admire someone for having the self-awareness to know this because it's so hard to do what you want and not what everybody else wants for you. Like, I know that a big pillar of my channel is reaching to like your full potential and following your dreams and being ambitious. And I 100% stand behind that because I myself have a pretty hefty goal that I'm working towards. However, there are a lot of people in my life who are totally content with a blue collar job, or they don't need like $1 million. And that is totally 100% fine. Like, I feel like a lot of people have this mindset of they look down on someone because they enjoy a blue collar job or they work in as a pizza delivery guy or anything. But that is 100% not the case. The only thing I care about personally is that you are happy. So for someone to have the self-awareness to say, this makes me happy, love that for you. Like, some people could never, ever, ever see themselves in an office setting. And for them, like, this is what makes them happy. And again, I love that for you. As long as you're happy, love that. My brother is that way. And he literally makes more money than I do with 3 college degrees and a corporate job. Like, not that money is everything, but it just worked out that he gets to do something he loves that's not sitting in an office all day, and he gets paid a good amount considering he is 22. So I feel like there's a good intersection between what you love and making money. Like, there's definitely a job out there where you can make a lot of money doing what you love. However, if you're not someone who needs a lot of money and that's not a concern to you and you're happy with what you're doing, then keep doing it, you know? Like, the option's out there, but at the same time, some people don't need a lot of money. Like, my brother would be perfectly happy not making as much as he does now. Like, it's the fact that he gets to do something he loves that he is so happy about. So, yeah, I feel like we need more people like this who just do what they want and they're not pressured to do something else. Capitalism. Capitalism getting us again and again. I lie to my child every Friday. This is my 4-year-old's first school year and he is in pre-K. He hates school so far and says it's boring, so I tell him that if he wakes up and goes to school without fighting me, he can stay home 2 days out of the week. During the week, I remind him about our deal when he is misbehaving, so he thinks I let him skip school on Saturday and Sunday because he's well behaved. I'm gonna tell him. I feel bad now because I'm lying to him to get him to do things. This is so common. Don't feel bad. Especially with like Mother's Day out where they only go a couple days a week. I worked in a preschool for 5 years. I was like an aide and a teacher in the summer. And then, yeah, so an aide during the school year, teacher in the summer. And this is so unbelievably common. I consider this like a justifiable lie. I don't know if I would tell him, but hey, not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm a custodian and I test out every paper airplane I find on the floor. None of them have been very good yet. Are you good, Evie? My dog's just over here breathing heavy like she doesn't have access to water 24/7. Yes, ma'am. Anyway, this I can get behind. I wonder how many paper airplanes, like, realistically this person runs into every day/night, because I need to know. Just because I need to know how many paper airplanes are being made. How much paper are we using to make paper airplanes a year? I need to know. Sometimes I go into my Hue app and randomly turn off the lights at my mom's house. Exactly the title. I have the Hue app that controls light bulbs because I'm over there often to help her. And sometimes I just boop, off. This is 100% something I would do to mess with my mom because she and I are very close. However, if your mom is like older and has maybe like dementia or something like that, maybe chill a little bit. But if your mom is like sound of mind and you have that type of relationship, I love it, I support it, and I'm a fan. Up until a year ago, I didn't know raisins were grapes. I thought they grew on an effing raisin bush. Stop. Stop. How did you think they got dehydrated? Like, were they just a completely different, like, fruit? A bush. Stop. Okay? Moving on. When someone ignored my text, I deleted it to sort of delete the quote-unquote evidence that I got ignored. Then I feel a bit better about getting ignored. Honestly, fair. I feel like this is in the same category as deleting a Snapchat story or an Instagram post because it doesn't get as many views or likes within a certain amount of time. And you're just like, ooh, I'm going to delete this and pretend it never happened. I've been there. Maybe occasionally I'm still there. But the text message is funny. I mean, I get it. I get it. I do the same. No, honestly, at this point, I will screenshot it and, like, be like, I don't know, I'll make something funny out of it. Like, I'll send a meme. One time, my boyfriend didn't text me back, and it was kind of important. And so, like, 2 hours later, I texted him and said, ghosting your girlfriend of 4 years is crazy. And then he answered me. But, yeah, I send something funny about it. But I also have been there where I've deleted it to pretend it never happened. This one, okay, this one is apparently really common, which I did not know. Why did no one tell me this was a thing? Sometimes I just lick the chips and throw them away. I'm sorry. I get that it's less calories, but what about the crunch? Like, I'm a crunch girl. Okay, if you're gonna do it, commit. But also, I understand. I'm not judging. I'm a grown man who thought artichoke was a type of fish until a year later. Bestie, that's an anchovy. Someone told me it was a vegetable and my entire universe was shattered. To be fair to me, I had only heard about them until I googled them today. It's okay, this made me think of my confession for something that I just learned. I thought that epitome and epitome were two different words because I would always read epitome and then I would read epitome. And for some reason it just never clicked in my head until I was like reading an audiobook or like watching a video where it had the subtitles on and I found that out and it ruined my life for a solid week. Because I thought, I don't know what I thought. I just thought this whole time that they were two different words. Anyway, 27-year-old female still sleep with a baby blanket. Is something wrong with me? Alright, I'm a pretty well-adjusted 27-year-old female. I actually just turned 27 a few days ago. I'm a PhD student and adjunct professor. I have a healthy social and professional life, and I currently live with my fiancé. I do have some anxiety issues, but nothing super major. Anyway, on my last day of preschool, my mother gave me a pink and blue blanket as a gift. It was one of those small-sized blankets that kids usually snuggle with. The only issue is that I've never stopped snuggling with it. Of course, as I got older, I never brought it to friends' houses or sleepovers. I don't carry it around the house either. It's simply sleeping. I find that holding it and pressing it up against my cheek is comforting as I sleep. My fiancé always asks why I'm so embarrassed of it. I feel as though something is wrong with me because I still sleep with my childhood blanket when I'm at home. Why is it so physically and emotionally comforting? It's weird. Is there something mentally wrong with me? I mean, I know the blanket isn't alive and I'm not delusional. I just like the feeling of holding it and the texture of it against my cheek at night. Should I look into this further or just stop freaking out about it? Do you know any adults who still sleep with a childhood blanket, teddy bear, etc.? Yeah, me. I sleep with my childhood blanket and my childhood teddy bear that I got when I was 6 months old. I think that it's a comfort thing, especially for me. I had a lot of, like, trauma, not to make like a trauma joke, but I did. And I think that having that one constant in my life has been super comforting. So just like having it there. Josh still sleeps with his childhood blanket. I don't know if we're weird, but I know a lot of people that still sleep with their stuffed animals from when they were younger, and I'm 26, so I don't think this is weird at all. I think that any well-adjusted human is attached to their their childhood blanket or stuffed animal. Sorry, I don't make the rules. That's just what it is. I listen to whatever my crush is listening to on Spotify, but on YouTube so he can't see. I follow him on Spotify and sometimes I look at whatever song he is listening to and I listen to it at the same time. I like imagining us both hearing the same thing at the same time in different places. He will never know because he doesn't follow me back, so he probably doesn't see what I'm listening to, and I also play the song on YouTube so that he wouldn't catch me paying so much attention to him. He has really good taste in music. This is really cute. I feel like this is something I would have done in high school, and everyone I feel like agrees. Could this get taken a little too far, a little obsessive? Yeah, but I do think it's on the cuter side. I remember in like high school, my guy best friend and I would always ask each other like, what are you listening to? Because we had the same taste in music. So I don't know, like him not knowing is kind of but you're toeing the line. Right now it's cute, but don't get a little too weird with it. I'm addicted to turkey sandwiches. I eat other food too, but I have at least one turkey sandwich a day. Technically a tofurkey sandwich, as I'm vegan. I crave them all the time and feel empty if I go to bed without having one. It's gotten to the point where I wait until my boyfriend goes to bed to have one because I don't want him to judge me on how often I have these sandwiches. I have bread toasting right now so I can make one. The suspense is killing me. Honestly, me, but I have ADHD, so I hyperfixate on a meal and I eat the same meal every day for like a week and then I switch meals. So maybe you just have a little bit hyperfixation going on. Someone said, I hope you understand you're going to have to quit cold turkey one of these days. All right. Holding space for that. I went through the McDonald's drive-thru and they offered me a small ice cream cone for my dog. I ate it. The way I could never do that to my dog. The way I could never. Like, Evie gets whatever she wants, but she also has the stomach of a lead pipe. This girl stole my chocolate banana milkshake one time and drank it all, and I didn't know until the next day, and she was fine. Like, I don't know what it is, but knock on wood, she is a trooper. So, yeah, I can never do that to her. I literally get her something every time I go out. Same with her brother. So, but I get it. Ice cream's bad for dogs, so you could justify it that way. I recently found out what my brother was getting me for Christmas, and ever since then, anytime an ad on TV would pop up about it or someone else would have the item, I would make comments about how I want one or how cool it looks to make him happy. That's very lighthearted and sweet, and I love that. We love someone supporting their sibling. Especially, something about your sibling buying you something, because, I know for us, we don't typically buy each other's Christmas presents because we just don't. I don't know. I'll buy my mom and my grandma and everything, but we only buy each other, gift cards if we do anything. Yeah, I feel like getting your sibling a gift is just different, and it's something I really love and cherish, but it is something that, I don't know, we don't really do it in my house. Weird. Anyway, those are all the confessions I have. If you have a confession like that that's just lighthearted, funny, fresh, comment down below if you can. I love you guys so, so much. Sorry this is a day late. Life has just been so, so insane. Sorry, I didn't mean to lay my head on you. I just scared Evie to death. Life's been really crazy and stressful, so I'm trying really hard, but I also don't want to burn out, so that's why we're a day late. But I hope you guys are doing well. Remember to take care of yourselves. Mental health is important. Slow down. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you listen this far, comment the dog emoji, the dog face emoji, because Evie's with us and that's fun. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next podcast episode. I upload every single Sunday, and I love you so, so much. Bye, guys.